Hey everyone, I'm back for my 17-month post L3 through L5 lumbar fusion update. I had the procedure in May of 2021, so 17 months. And really since my last update about a month ago, not a whole lot of changes, and kind of fill you in on where I'm at with things as far as activity level. So continue to try to do something active most days, if not every day. So a lot of elliptical machine at home or at the gym, hiking when I can, try to do it at least once a week, sometimes twice. And that's going pretty well. I'm averaging even more steps this month, somewhere in the neighborhood of almost 12,000 steps a day. Now, when I hop on the elliptical, I am counting that. I do have my phone in my pocket because those are steps in a way. You're moving. I mean, they're different than walking, but I feel like that needs to be kind of counted in my daily count. So the activity level, I think, overall isn't bad. I still have my Elliptigo bike that I'll ride on occasion. I haven't been riding that as much. Back to doing push-ups every other day, and then on the days I'm not doing those, I'm slowly incorporating pull-ups, chin-ups, which I haven't done in a while, but those are feeling okay. Still using the assistance with the machine, not doing them, freestyle. We'll have to see how that goes. I'm slowly trying to build up that strength to make sure things are kind of equal as far as muscle groups, that kind of thing, but not really doing a whole lot in the gym as far as like the weights that a lot of people would do and what I used to do. Just kind of have to see over time how that goes. Symptoms are pretty similar. Still have the funny feelings in my feet. Usually it's more of a right foot thing. But once in a while, it's sometimes maybe in the morning, I'll get a little bit more in the left foot and then it kind of switches. I have no idea why that is. But I am really at this point now where I think on even my bad days, which oftentimes are, I think, prompted by sitting too much or sitting strangely, I had a really kind of bad half day a few days ago. Kind of forced myself to go out there and went on just a medium length hike. And, as I was doing the hike, it usually feels better. And I'm at a point now, the last few times I've gone out, where I didn't even really feel the need to have my backpack with my kind of off-road or all-terrain Crocs that I have told you about in previous videos. I really haven't had the need to pull Crocs out during a hike in months. I still wear Crocs around the house. Once in a while I'll wear them to the store, but usually I'm just wearing my other shoes. So yeah, I do think slowly over time it's gotten to this level where even a bad day is doable. Even a bad day can improve. And even on a bad day, psychologically, I think I'm able to get through it. And even if my foot isn't feeling good, just knowing that I can kind of power through it, and I know my foot still works and still has all the strength. It just feels funny. I think that's been the biggest piece. And honestly, at 17 months now, I think next month's update is probably going to be significant in that I do think, based on from what I've heard, not only from my surgeon, but, just doing some investigation, some research, a lot of people say where you are at a year following your surgery is where you're going to be. Some people said a year and a half. I did run across one video of somebody who had a similar procedure, and he claimed that around the 2-year mark, some of his numbness and tingling got better, which, I guess anything's possible, but it does seem like most people say the year marker, and the rest of the experts kind of say a year and a half. So I'm coming up on a year and a half in November. So if this is where I'm at, yeah, I want it to be better, and I have a little bit of hope that maybe it'll get like 2% better, but if it doesn't, then I can still do what I need to do. And really over the last month or two, I felt comfortable kind of fully engaging in all aspects of coaching my daughter's travel softball team. So, hitting and even throwing now I'm able to do, which involves a lot of back movement, but and pitching to the girls, pitching faster. I've kind of started to do all those things now, and I feel pretty good about all of them. I'm not really having any problems with that. And there's a little bit of twisting involved, obviously, with swinging and, pitching and throwing. So with those things and being able to do push-ups, pull-ups, I feel pretty good about that. So I'll take it. So we'll see next month. I kind of looking at that as that's where I'm going to be moving forward. Let's see. My last video where I talked a lot about shoes actually got several comments and people asking certain things about finding the right shoes, because I just don't think it's a topic that comes up very much. And maybe it's because some people just really don't have the foot involvement, not as much at least as I did, and maybe some of you have. So finding the right shoes for some of us is crucial. So again, I'm relying heavily on Skechers of all things. I've never had Skechers before, this last year or so. And those have come in huge for me. I mean, they really allow me to do what I need to do. And there's even times now where I played a little bit of light basketball, nothing like I used to. I mean, it's more just kind of going through the motions, but I'm afraid to go all out on that. I don't think I'm ever going to do that again, but the shoes allowed me to be a little bit more mobile and to feel more confident, so that's good. Unfortunately, I think during my last video, I was talking about the HOKA Bondi 8 shoes. A lot of people love the HOKAs. One of my doctors recommended trying a pair out, so I did that. And I tried to give it a chance, and I like the idea of the shoes. They look like they have just massive cushioning and comfort. They just didn't work for me. Every time I wore them, it made my foot symptoms worse. I think because they're kind of tight. So the material, even though they were wide shoes, they were kind of tightly kind of pressing on my feet a little bit more than the Skechers do. And that was a problem. It made my feet feel not so good. So I did return them. It was a store that allows you to kind of try them for a little bit. And I didn't wear them that much, but the amount I did, it just wasn't going to work. So it doesn't mean it can't work for you. I think they do work for a lot of people, but it just wasn't my thing. So that's kind of where I'm at. We'll kind of keep this short. Come back next month and let you know how I'm doing. But yeah, I feel like I'm kind of reaching that end point as far as the recovery. Again, I mean, overwhelmingly, I feel it was the right thing to do. I can't imagine where I would be right now if I didn't have the surgery. I just have to remind myself, before the surgery, I was taking lots of Neurontin and I could barely walk. And, now I'm doing all these things. It doesn't feel perfect, not even close much of the time, but I can do them. I'm not taking Neurontin. I'm really not taking pain meds other than things for like headaches and stuff, because Advil and stuff isn't going to really work for, I think, these nerve issues that I have. I have thought about the possibility of taking Neurontin again just to see if it would, help 5 or 10% with the stuff I still have, but I'd rather not take it if I don't have to. So I feel very fortunate that way. So I know many of you are going through this, and I've talked to a lot of people who are preparing for their surgery. I really hope it all goes well for you. Please let me know how you're doing. I'd love to hear what works for you as well. And I'll be back in a month with another update. All right, until then.